We're live.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 18 of the Coaching Mindset Podcast. This is our first live podcast, so bear with us in case we decide to go offline or whatever. So this is our catch-up podcast, and I am Liam O'Neill.
And I am Gary Wallace. And it's been a while, Liam. It's been a while since we've seen each other.
It has, it's been emotional. It was lovely having you back. For people that have been watching, you'll notice that we missed last week as well, but we were just busy and Gary was in a different continent. So him being away sort of made us just miss that.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. My bad.
Oh, I'm not taking, well, I could have just did one on my own, to be fair, like, so we'll take all the blame to everyone.
Yeah.
So this one's just going to be awesome to make up for it, correct?
Awesome. Of course it is.
So what are we doing in America?
Well, I forgot
This is a new top first.
Oh, by the way, yeah, our new top, thanks to MFC Sports. New tops are in. So any of those guys who ordered them, get in touch. I kind of put it out there. So I think we had about 50 tops ordered, which was good. A lot of just the core coaches and then people who come to the classes and stuff. So we're looking to get into a kids range as well. So
cool.
Another wee bit down the line. So yes, new tops, and it was a good wee delivery from when I came home from America.
Nice.
So as in America, main reason was sister was getting married.
Hooray! Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, the new
Or
Mr.
reservations.
Yeah, congratulations. The new Mr. and Mrs. Bouchers. Bouches.
Very awesome. Hello.
The Bouches. It was a funny story on that. The priest, he was from the Philippines, so he couldn't pronounce Lisa. He called her Laza.
Laza.
It's Laza and Eden Bouches. So we kind of turned French.
Just as that counts that they're married.
And that's what we said. If it doesn't,
in the eyes of God, like.
it doesn't. There and signed it.
How long were you over there for? Then
I actually, well, the sister got whenever first the sister decided to get married. It's kind of a long story, but anyway, her and Aiden decided to get married in America. Aiden was born out there when he was younger, and they decided to get married.
Funny.
Yeah. So
it was.
Yeah.
It was born when he was younger.
So he was born out there. He said, "Born out there." We can't cut that out of his day. He was born out in America, and they decided just to go back and do all that. So they told us, and I decided, well, I'm not just going to go out for a wedding to America, especially when Josh was going out too. So
Road
trip. Myself, Josh, and my mum and dad, we decided to go out a week earlier. My uncle lives over there as well, so he's a horse trainer, and you have Disneyland over there, you have Universal. So I decided, you know what? New business is starting. It's a great opportunity actually for me to say what I wanted to do. I wanted things to run still here at home.
Yeah.
And I still wanted to go away and do things with my son, with my family, and just have a good time. So yeah, that's what happened. We went over and landed and did Universal, did Disneyland, seen a Lakers game.
Which was your favourite, Disneyland or Universal?
I would say Universal.
Yeah, I loved Universal.
I like Universal.
In Disneyland, though, I hid in Mickey Mouse's bed, so whenever the next group of people came in, they were like looking, and I like popped out of his bed. I was only 18, so I was like,
you were only 18?
I was only 18.
Oh, right. I was going to say you were only 8.
No, 18.
18.
Hiding in Mickey's bed.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my story of Disneyland.
But yeah, no, the whole trip in general was it was brilliant. It was great to see family, and it was actually great to totally switch off. Now, I did take a laptop and everything with me. It's probably the first thing I packed. But I did a bit of work, but there was a lot of days where I did nothing. You know, I had my phone on me more or less for Instagram posts just to make everybody jealous. Or sorry, to keep everybody up to date
That's it,
about what I was doing. But it was great just to totally switch off, and my whole theme of it was just make memories. So make memories for myself, make memories for Josh, make memories for my family, which was really good.
You did go and chat to a few people. One of the guys I was interested in, you chatted to the American coach that chose Qigong and everything.
Yeah, that was Chris Holder. I was fortunate enough to meet Chris over here in Ireland. I did the RKC kettlebell course. So he was one of the instructors, and we kept in touch. And he's the head strength coach at Cal Poly. So unbelievable, the university, the setup. It's like kind of on the Swiss Alps, but in America. Really, they have. It's just beautiful. This big mountain range, and yeah, he was kind enough to invite me down, and we had a good talk, and we're actually hopefully lining up a few things.
Brilliant.
Between him coming over here and running another course, and myself and maybe another few guys hosting it, and also maybe linking up too, maybe in the summer, and doing a bit of work with him over there. So look, it's early days. I was very thankful for Chris. He was very open and just willing to try new things. So yeah, I did a bit of work when I was over there.
I just wanted to let people know that you didn't just go completely switch
Yeah.
off. You did like what, a day?
I did a day. No, and then the thing is, this is a perfect opportunity for me to thank. I'll thank them to the camera. Every
Jazz
single
hand
coach.
thank them?
Yeah, no, jazz hand thanks. Every coach that involved with the core kids, and then the coaches too who took the core and A classes, so like Shauna and Emma, and actually Leanne McCullough helped out there in the last two. But everything was running when I was still over there.
Yeah.
And as I said, I'd set up the program, everything was going well, and it was the coaches who they stepped up. They took everything on board. Like Kathy, who we both know really well, was phenomenal with the admin. We had Rasheen to help him out. Robbie and John spearheaded all the coaches with some new coaches in. Jamie, Sinead. There was so many people, and I was so
I
grateful.
coached one day.
Did you coach one day?
St Mary's or somewhere.
Oh, that's right. I got a text message from St Mary's, and it was that whoops moment. And Liam, that's what I forgot about. Sorry, mate. I'm so sorry.
Save the day is what he's trying to say.
Yes, Liam did save the day. That was one of the mornings I woke up. Thankfully, I woke up because I needed to get my article in as well. So I set time aside, and I got this text message from the school, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So text around all the coaches, nobody could do it. And last resort.
Last resort. Last resort, thanks.
I'm not gonna lie, Liam has been my best last resort a few times. Now you probably wish he didn't.
You lost my number.
I know. So yeah, sorry, Liam did it. Thanks, Liam.
I think it's worth pointing out that we are live on Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So whenever we're scanning from camera to camera, it's because of that, not because we're camera shy.
And I think if you do have any feedback on the way we're looking, because we don't have a clue what's happening.
We're
pretty blinded.
We've nowhere here. We need to be Kathy to be our admin for watching the videos to make sure we know what we're doing.
Good point.
Kathy, get on that.
Get on that. So yeah, that's a wee roundup. I'll probably jump in and out of America, but I want to talk about you, Liam.
Good.
Because I seen a few posts. My phone wasn't on all the time, but I keeping up to date a wee bit on the NI show. You did.
The Fitness NI show. That was at the weekend, run by actually a company from just outside Omagh, so it was good to have a local company doing something that big. And then they had people like Joe Wixover and Ben Coomber and Results with Lucy and people like that. So obviously
myself, the prove it guy.
Yes. It went well. I had a stand. It's the first time I've ever done a show like that where I've had a stand up where you're talking to everyone for, I think it was about 10 hours. And again, we talked about Kathy before, but Kathy and my brother Sean, they were deadly. Like, they came on, they did 10 hours, they videoed everything that I needed to video. Sean came on stage and kicked me in the balls whenever that was needed. It was just great to have a team like that. And Shane Mullen as well helped me just bring in tables and things. And then Annette Kelly also introduced me, and we had like a wee Q&A, which I've never had a Q&A when I've been doing a talk, which was pretty interesting as well.
Yes.
So it was good. The first day went well. Like, we had a lot of football, and I didn't have anything that elaborated what I was doing. I just had like this poster of me, like, from my book, and that's just my front cover. I wrote a book.
You wrote a book.
I wrote
a book.
With the cover, so it's kind of looked like, because I'm standing wearing gloves and stuff, it looks like it's a book about fighting. But that's where I started. I started in martial arts, and I think everyone's going through some sort of fight, so I thought it was very clever metaphorically with my picture, but it turns out just it was not. Everyone else just thinks it's something fight related. So then the second day I put a wee picture, and my sister Claire drew a free hypnosis thing. So people just came over and I just hypnotized people for 10 hours. So throughout the day people were coming over. A lot of people did come over and ask about the hypnosis, but they wouldn't look me in the eye when they asked. So just for anyone watching, I do what I would consider guided imagination rather than, like, I must have been asked about 15 times, will you turn me into a chicken if I do this? I never have in the 12 odd years I've been doing this. I've never made anyone a chicken yet. So I went really well, and then I got to speak on the stage, and I love doing stage work, and my brother always comes and gives me a hand or a foot, depending on what.
Yeah, you have to talk about this because I seen the post on Instagram and thing, and it was just randomly your brother kicking you in the balls. Do you want to please explain?
Part of my talk, I talk about pain, how pain is just a message, and my example is always a child. Everyone's seen a child that cuts their finger or falls and gets cut, but they run about for hours, and then they come in and you go, oh, what happened to your finger? And then they look at the finger and they see the blood or they see the cut, and then it's like their world ends. They're crying. It's the worst pain ever. So that's just you telling yourself that there's pain. So you can control to an extent. I'm not going to say that you can just fully wipe out pain, but I've worked with some people with a lot of chronic pain. I've worked with people on their deathbeds going through pain. So I know it can help everyone. You mightn't get from a 10 till a 0, but you can definitely drop it down a notch if you're not paying attention. So, because I go as the prove it guy, and my whole thing is that everything I teach I can prove, and everything I prove I can teach. So whenever I talk to you about how, like if I go on stage and I say that you should eat healthily and look after yourself and exercise, I look like someone that eats healthily and looks after themselves, because I do. So if I'm going to tell you that you can control pain, I'm going to demonstrate that by putting myself through pain. There's loads of ways we do it. Like we do demonstrations where I get hit with a sledgehammer or an axe, or I get punched or kicked. But the one that gets the most response from people has been
Good kicking the balls.
kicking the balls.
And you weren't wearing a cup or anything, no?
No, I always offer there's someone in the crowd to come up. There was a guy in the front row, and I offered to come up and feel him. He got up, but his wife sort of pulled him back. I've only ever been checked once by a guy, and he came up real swaggered up and went, and he went, oh, they're your balls. And I was like, I told you it was my balls. So that's what the kicking the balls is for. It's not just to show
that you're so hard.
It's not to show off. You're not be hard when you're kicking the balls. Penny dropped. For any kids listening, it's about being strong and muscular. But the point is that you can control, like the signal. You can control pain. Like I'm tattooed, my arm, my whole back. I've sat for over, I think the longest was 5.5 hours, and I don't feel it. I just switch it off and relax. And I've done that with people going for tattoos that I've been with. We can just switch off what they're doing. So it's just about teaching people what you can achieve mentally and physically, but there's no point me talking about it without demonstrating it. So
yeah, I think the pain thing, we talked about that before, and I would do a lot with coaching the kids. That if a kid falls, and you'll see some teachers, if they're in the class, they'll go straight over, and then the waterworks will come.
Yeah.
Where my first response is, "Oh my God, you got up straight! You are so strong, and show me your muscles." And the kid, you might see the wee rubber lip, like go, but bang, they're away.
Yeah.
Because again, it's that whole thing associating a fall with I need cry, I need attention, I need hug.
Yeah.
Where you're saying, no, get up and see, can you move on?
Yeah, I normally shout at children when they fall, you did a Buzz Lightyear. Because they all know Buzz Lightyear can't fly, he just falls with grace. So you're like, you did a Buzz Lightyear, that was brilliant, go, move, run. I think all kids should wear dungarees, I say this a lot. Just so you can lift them up and then send them on their way. I also think it's worth pointing out that if anyone comes up and kicks me in the bag, that would be a terrible idea.
Don't do that, please don't do that, please don't do that. But yeah, no, that's good. And I think we're going to do another podcast on this, but you want to mention your book. We've talked about it before. I'm a massive fan of it. I read it. I did apologise to Liam. I was meant to read it to you in San Fran. I think we picture. But I'm going to Photoshop that stuff.
Photoshop it?
I did have the book with me in America, so, but I'm not going to lie. And it's probably another wee bit I can talk about too after you talk about your book, about sticking with your routine. And maybe losing out. But let's get back to the book. First of all, how's that going?
The book is going. The book's going really well. Initially, I thought a lot of people would download the ebook more than the actual book, but more people just want a book. And I was told that all weekend that people just like to hold a book. So a lot of people bought it during the weekend and they enjoyed it. They've been texting me since, and there's been a few pictures that have appeared online, which everyone has a book. I love that when they just send a wee picture of it. There's one sent with a dog and there's one sent with a kid and things. So the book's going well, and people are realising that, like, even the people like yourself that just politely bought it, going, well, I know Liam, I may as well buy the book. And then I'm getting message of, hey, this is actually good. And like, I would hope so. So, like, I've been studying for over 20 years, and it took 2 years of working with a guy called Ian Rowland, who just ran his first 7K recently. We've been working on helping him lose weight and helping him achieve his, I don't know why he decided to be a runner, but that's what's happening. So I keep calling him the Flash, because the Flash runs and I love superheroes. But we worked together for 2 years, and the point of the book is it's a book I would have loved to have when I was starting out. So it teaches you about mobility, how to get better sleep, how to create routines and goals, and get rid of fear and limiting beliefs. So it's broken into 12 sections. So it's not a book that you read the whole book through and then put it away. You read it and do the homework. There's homework in it. You also, whenever you're going through the book, you can decide like something that's holding you back. Like if you have to go somewhere and you're afraid, you can just go to the fear section and read about that. So it teaches you what fear is, why your body reacts to fear the way it does, and then how you can counteract that. So again, back to the kick in the groin. The body reacts to the shock and the pain of that, and realistically, you're going to react how you normally do to pain. So if I can trigger that now when I spar or anything, when I get hit, part of me thinks, well, it's not as bad as getting kicked in the groin. So that's the point of the book, and it's going well, and so far feedback's been amazing. Not only the feedback, but the fact that has been good, but the fact that people are giving me, like people I've never met in my life, are texting me going, "I read your book and I enjoyed it," and so.
No, I did. Now I was just saying that because I remember even texting you going, "This is actually quite good."
Yeah.
I did that. I read through it just really quickly, but really got into it because you gave it to me, and I was like, right, I want to read this first and give him some feedback. But I really got into it, and luckily I did highlight stuff. Yeah. And now I'm going back over it. There's just some sayings that just clicked with me, and only because and different things like that. And I like your honesty too in the book, where you talk even about sleep, and you're on about look, you're a night owl, or you have a different rhythm, and you know. So I like the way you always put it back to your examples, and you always say, look, this isn't a book like any other book where they tell you can be all you want to be. You say yes, you can be what you want to be, but you know you have to be realistic, and you set this how you get there. So I really enjoyed it, and I would read a lot of self-help books, and it was definitely up there. It was even
even like at the weekend, there was a few people, because my book's called Limitation Isn't Mirage. There's a few people that come up with like actual limitations. Like there was a guy that came and chatted to me that had one leg, and he sort of gave me that look as like, oh, what do you think? I should just believe in myself, and I just cut him off, and I was like, no matter how much you believe in yourself, you're not going to grow another leg. It's just not going to happen. But even though you only have one leg, there's still so much more you can do than you think. Like you can still live a full life. You can still enter sports. There's loads of stuff you can do. So it isn't like a wishy-washy, you know, put an affirmation out there. I love affirmations. Like my affirmation is very basic. I'm great. And then I say that to myself, and then I prove it to myself by doing stuff. If you want an affirmation where I'm going to be successful and I'm going to have enough money to survive and I'm going to meet the man or woman of my dreams, that's a great affirmation. It's a great idea. But a lot of people put it out there, and then they're like, right, the world will bring it to me. Yeah. And they don't leave their house. And the world's like, that's not going to happen. You have to positively, proactively go after what you want. You can't just expect it to happen, and then that's just what's going to happen. So that's again what I like about the book, and people have come to me. Some people will say it's just like you chatting to me. I'm very blunt when I talk. I don't handhold. I do to an extent, but there's a bit where some people just need a boot then, and to be fair, 90% of us need kicked, and I do it myself all the time. If I'm sitting on, like I'm watching The Mentalist at the minute, and I'll allow myself an episode of The Mentalist, but if I notice I've watched the second one and then it's really good, and I'm like, I'll just watch the third. I'm like, nah, do something productive. So I might just go and do like 100 push-ups, and that earns the next episode. So then I'm like, yes, and then I can watch it.
Because I find myself being a way that I got out of my routine. I did have the intentions to get into writing a journal, to get up and to meditate, but I think it was pretty hard for me in terms that I was in a different environment. And we were sharing the house with different people, you know, Josh up, and maybe we were away first thing in the morning away to Disneyland or whatever.
just the way to Disneyland.
Just like Disneyland. But I think the thing that I learned as soon as I came back now is if you do follow the routine, just get straight back into it.
Yeah.
Because the first morning when I was here, people were talking about jet lag, but mine was just motivation. I knew that I had so much to do, and literally I lay in bed, and I must have said it about 5 times, get up. You know, I got up in the morning, I charged my phone outside the room, I came down, I put on a wash, and I was like, I think I'll go back to bed for a nap. So that happened the first day. Then, as it was this morning, I just was like, nah, set the alarm again, 4:30, alarm went off, bang, straight into the routine. And it was funny, I was writing in my journal, and it actually made me refocus even more. That I wrote down this weekend, Saturday, I'm going to rewrite my goals.
Yeah.
Because the trip, for me, it just made me realise exactly what I want. I want to go away, I want to experience different things with my family, with Josh, and I'm going to have to do that myself.
Yeah.
And I want to do that. And the fact that thankfully everything went well with the Easter camp and the business was still running, that you can do this.
Yeah.
You know, and I can go now maybe to America in the summer and maybe have a camp still running here because I know the quality is still going to be there.
And
I
you
can
can stand
deliver.
to cover it all.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So, and it's probably a big thing with anybody who's listening is just, if you do follow your routine, the hardest thing is maybe get back into it.
Yeah.
Literally, like you say in your book, you know, your limitation is mirage. You're limiting yourself and going, oh, I'm just tired, I'm jet lagged, oh sure, I'll do it on Monday. Don't do it Monday, do it now. And and it doesn't have to be, because what I did this morning is I got up and the house was still a mess. I did everything, but instead of doing 10 minutes meditation, I did 5 minutes meditation.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote 1 page in my journal, but I started.
Yeah.
You know, I'm back at it, and now that's me. And today was so productive. Whereas yesterday was, you know, I got up so late.
Yeah.
It was just wishy-washy, you were chasing your tail. But today, no, I'm back.
I think having, like, you lying in bed telling yourself to get up. Like you talked about it before about the lady that said about, like, she imagines herself doing a countdown of a rocket. Whenever I'm lying in bed, like, I can't just muster the energy to get up whenever I'm tired or it's been a long week. I say to myself, get up because Mickey loves you from Rocky. And then when he does that, then I get up. So even having...
You do that then?
Oh, I always, that's the first thing I do. You know, like, wake the whole house.
Do you not do that thing? You kept that... There's a story for you, whenever do that, you do your martial art thing again there, yeah. Because whenever, keep going back, we were at Universal and we were lining up for about an hour, me and Josh were there, and we were just messing about, and I was like, try this. So I said, I'm going to come at you at one point. So he did your block with one hand and then hit me with the other. So all these Americans were all around us and they thought this was unreal. So I was teaching Josh to do his self-defense.
Whenever me and Neil were in the queues, we got bored and pretended we could speak Irish. So we would, like, make up Irish, but we would say something about somebody in front of us, like their colour of the clothes would be like, orange, and then you get everyone, like, around you, like, staring at the crazy Irish guy. So you have to find ways of entertaining yourself. Punching your son is probably much better.
He punched me a few times, but it was good because I just thought, that's because we talked to this before. You like every time you talk, Neil's like, or Liam's like, I do kung fu. You do this all the time. It's like,
even on stage, the part of that video I posted the other day, I'm chatting about one of the fighter clients I work with doing an overhand right, and I watched it back and then I was like, you're doing it. I was like, look at me, and like, bah! Like that's just how it just be autopilot. But the having a reason, having a wee line that gets you out of bed is brilliant. Having the countdown to you're the spaceship rocket, whatever you get up, or being Rocky, or just demanding to yourself that you get up.
I think that's people I remember when I was years back, and that was something I really struggled with. People said, "I get up straight away." And I was like, "That is a skill."
It is a skill.
It is a skill.
It is.
And for you to be good at any skill, you have to practice it. So if it doesn't work the first time, please don't give up.
Yeah.
You do it again, you do it again. And then whenever we talked about this, about meditation and everything, it's whenever you're really tired and you've practiced that skill so much, then you get up.
It just happens. It just happens. Yeah. Same as just doing anything, like we're talking about martial arts. You practice the the defense so often that someone throws a punch and your body reacts, and you're like, how do you do that? And you're like,
just, you know what I mean? It's like,
ready at all times. I think we could round it off there. I think
yeah.
as long as we're still actually alive.
Are we still there? Are we still there?
If anyone has asked us any questions during these, we will get back to them because we don't know what's happening now. I think having a computer someday so people can question us.
We'll do it. Anybody, any suggestions how we can make this better or do whatever, please let us know. I think
Tablets.
Tablets.
Video tablets.
Not after 3 weeks in America. By the way, the portion sizes in America.
Oh, it's deadly. Deadly. Yeah.
Humongous. And I have an appetite, like, and I was just eating, like it was my sister's boyfriend was just like, eating again? Eat food, I want to enjoy myself, I love food.
Yeah, you're on your holidays, you're alive.
Yeah.
So if you need to finish to round off, are you happy enough?
No, I think we're all good. I think it'd be good to see, love to get your feedback on this, guys, because I think it's something we're maybe going to do, so because we can put these out pretty quick, and we can do these pop-up ones, and if you have any questions or anything, it's probably a lot easier to interact with us, so I think we're all good.
We have to do a cool walk-off, because we have to turn off the phones ourselves.
Oh, what are we going to do this? So, yeah, guys, keep, and as well too, see if you have this, try and share it too with your friends, and it's another way to get them out. And if you noticed anything or any wee points, just put them in the comment box, and then somebody can read through them and pick up on them as well. So
cool.
Yeah, so guys, thanks very much for listening,
and thank you from me.
Okay, bye. Walk off.